Saturday afternoon live stream. We're just setting things up here, live chat. Okay, looks like everything's almost good. Working on it with the phone, setting everything right. Okay, let's get to what we got to get to here. This is always the part that takes a while to get set up. And now we are, see if people, hello, people signing on. Sorry, just getting going here. All right, now we should be good to go. Let's see who's around. It is 2:56 p.m. in the East. Mr. Dillon says, yes, I will be buying a 2022 Tundra. Just conflicted on what trim. Absolutely. Peter, email me TundraDude34@gmail.com and I will tell you where to send the patch. Thank you very much. Michael, what's going on? Ed, how you doing? Good to see everyone is around. Troy, my man, how you doing? Unfortunately today, all we can do is water. It is a work night. I'm in the middle of my work run right now. Do you know if the Limited will have the 12.3 digital speedometer? In the pictures, the Limited didn't have it, but that doesn't mean it's not available. So keep that in mind. I think the Limited is that, like it is now, like that upper middle grade. So there is a good chance. I did hear a lot of rumors that building a Tundra the way you want going forward is going to be a lot easier. So keep that in mind, but I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see on that too. They did the reveal. They gave us a lot of information, but they also didn't give us everything yet. We don't know the pricing, which is extremely important, and we don't know like MPG numbers and stuff like that. There are rumors out there, but it's still a wait and see game. I'm pretty sure those rumors will be become truth very soon because it's getting pretty close. But I would think so on that digital speedometer, which is awesome, by the way. Very much looking forward to that. Let's see. Alex says yes. Emmanuel, how you doing? Manitoba Fishing says, need to sell my 2021. Same here, buddy. 2020 on my end. Don Corleone in the house. The Godfather is here. More than likely, yes. Not sure what trim. Curious about the hybrid. I'm guessing that's the one to get. Yeah, I'm thinking hybrid's the way to go, especially with all those big numbers that are being talked about. I think if you get the Hybrid Max, you automatically get the 12.3 digital speedometer. That's a good call. That is a very good call. Good call, good call, good call. That, I agree with that one. I'm going with that. Sportwagon says, not buying. Fresh out of cash here. I don't blame you. Peter says, does anybody know if you can get rid of the chrome on the Limited model that's coming out? That chrome is hideous. I'm almost 100% there will be some form of a body color or blackout kit available for the Tundra for sure. All trims, like there is now. There's going to be a massive aftermarket push for this truck, but I don't know if it'll be right away. Keep that in mind. Chris says, hi Mark, Chris from Michigan, 77 degrees. It is a beautiful day here, low 70s for sure. I'm with you on that one. This is my favorite time of year. I think a lot of people agree that fall rules. You're tired of getting beat up in the summer the whole time by the heat, especially as a golfer. There's nothing better than right now. Michael says, how far do you plan on going with aftermarket upgrades when you get your 2022? I'll have to see, what's available with that. I'll tell you right off the bat, if TRD Pro is the answer for me, the tires are going to get changed right away. That's one thing they didn't fix, in my opinion. They gave you the Wild Peaks, which is amazing, but the tires still look too small on that side profile shot. They need to go with a little bit of a beefier tire, so I'm going to upgrade the tires almost right away. Dave says, love your channel, Mark. Dave, love you being here, pal. Thank you for stopping in for sure. And once again, I'm sorry this is a last-minute live stream, not an announced one, because I woke up and I had a little time, had 2 cups of coffee, and I feel awake enough to do a live stream. And then right back to work tonight. If you don't know, I work overnight, so bear with me. Bunky says, what trim level is the one with the red interior? I fell in love with it. That is called Cockpit Red, and that is TRD Pro only, okay? And that, I believe, don't quote me on this one, it's going to be available with the white exterior. White exterior, cockpit red interior. I don't know if it'll be available on some of the other trims, or not other trims, but other colors of the TRD Pro. But it is TRD Pro only. Dave, what's going on, buddy? How's Canada? Manitoba says, would you get the 3-inch factory lift on your 2022? Yeah, I would do that. And then I would get a way bigger tire. Dylan says, TRD packages get rid of chrome on the Limited. Oh, did not know that. Okay. Thankfully, the Limited doesn't have too much chrome on it It doesn't look too bad. The TRD off-road package definitely helps a lot with that. But the trim around the outside of the grill, I know you're talking about that. Arham says, doesn't the TRD off-road package get rid of the chrome on the luxury trim? So I guess that's the case. Agree the tires on the TRD Pro suck. Yeah, just too small. They got to just go one size up on them. That's all I ask. Project Night Train says, not buying yet. Will be keeping my V8. Going to take forever to crack that ECU, so I'll hold off. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Brad says, you think supply of available 2022s will be very limited, no pun, for a while. I think it's going to depend more on where you are in the country. I think right away you'll see a good push, just like when any next generation comes out for the Tundra. How long has it been since a new generation's come? But when there's something new on the Tundra, Texas always gets the pick of the litter, the Southeast Toyota distributors, and then it kind of works its way north. As far as will we see like a ton of them on the lot right away, I don't think so. But I think you'll see more than now. I think they've been stockpiling chips a little bit for this next generation release, so it's kind of a wait and see game on that. Richard, what's going on? Hi, Mark. Probably year 3 I will be purchasing. Not bad. Troy says, everyone hit the like button. I agree with Troy on that one. Cody says, love that hat, buddy. This is from Cody. Toyota, Texas. Down in the plant, Cody is one of the fine folks that build these Tundras we know and love, so thank you very much, Cody, for being here today, sir. Thank you for the hat, of course. Dusty says, hi, Mark. What tires are you planning to upgrade on your 2022? Thanks, buddy. I don't know. Don't quote me. I'm going to look at all of them and everything, but I really want to go back to Toyo. I used to have Toyo Open Countries back in the day, and I really like them. Love the look, love the performance, so I may go that direction. I'm going to check out some Mickey Thompsons as well. I'm going to take my time and do it right. I'm not going to do BFG because I did those on the 2017, so I'm going to go a different direction this time. David says, love your channel. Love you being here, Dave. I'm keeping my 2019 Platinum for a long time. Not a fan of the 2022 at all. All right, well, I mean, maybe down the road they'll start to change things here and there where everybody starts to fall in line, with some visual cues or some of the available options, things like that, the things that you guys aren't liking. I know a lot of you aren't a fan of no more V8, but over time, maybe you'll fall in love with that idea. I don't know. Took says, no 2022 purchase for me. No reason to change vehicles at this point. To each their own, my good man. Didn't you just buy one recently anyway? Dylan says, do you think this TRD Pro compares to the new ZR2 Silverado? I think they're in the same class. Yeah. Above, say, a Ram Rebel, but not quite a TRX. So, yeah, I would think, and this is kind of how it's always been, you're going to get that new Silverado ZR2, right? You're going to get the TRD Pro, Tundra, you're going to get the Rebel, right? That's in its own class right there. When you get up into, like, the TRX and the Raptor, that's kind of in a stage of its own. Hopefully there'll be a Tundra Raptor fighter one day, but who knows? It used to be considered the Trail Boss was in that category of, the competitive class, but not all the way up to Ford Raptor level. So it used to be TRD Pro, Trail Boss, and the Ram Rebel. Michael says, not crazy about the looks of the next gen. The front end looks reminds me of a largemouth bass. All right, well, fishing's fun, so that's not a bad thing. 6-7 says, supply will be extremely limited these days. I can't even get bagels reliably at the store. It's everything. It's not just automotive. It just seems there are container ships offshore at the ports right now that can't get in because of a work shortage and everything. So, yeah, it's not just vehicles at this point. Corey says, just listening in to see what people think. Yep, that's what I wanted to do. I did a live stream. The last one I did was on the reveal night, which we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. But I wanted to give you guys a couple, weeks to, let it all sink in on what's coming and see what you think. Chris says, has anybody mentioned if that screen has a brightness control? I wouldn't want all that in my face while driving. I'm sure it does. I mean, that's a basic thing right there. Shadow says, maybe a 2023 Tundra, chip shortages, drive prices. That'll be a big thing to see is how these prices will be all over the country. Will there be dealers for MSRP? Will there be dealers doing massive markups? I'm sure we're going to see both. Tomeo says, yeah, buddy, I'm here, but at work. I hear you, buddy. Eastern North Carolina, beautiful weather, and currently hoisting, you meant to say hosting annual seafood festival. Delicious, delicious. What is everybody's favorite seafood? Go. Bunky says, I think if you go with the TRD, then the towing changes. Is that correct? I think it's going to be, towing is a range, right? So like if you look at the current generation Tundra, the best Tundra you can get, like I think it's the two-wheel drive double cab, like SR, can tow 10,200 pounds. But if you go like 1794 Crew Max, it's 9,800 pounds. I think everything is in a range as per how you get the cab and bed set up. Let's see. iJit, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Legit, that might be legit. What's up? Love your channel from Vegas 2018 1794. I'll wait 2 more years. Love the 1794. Never been to Vegas. I'd love to go though. Thank you for being here. Sad says always yes. Took says I'm thinking maybe 2024 I'll get a Pro and probably keep my 2020. Putting 6112s on it, blackout emblems and new tires. Falcons, there you go. 2024 I'll be ready for the hybrid. There you go. Nice. Wait a couple years, let all the bugs get worked out. Jimmy says, yes, my 18 lease will be over just in time. The SR5 with the 6.5-foot bed and Lunar Rock TRD Sport is the best looking of the bunch in my opinion. I love that Lunar Rock TRD Sport. I say that now even in the current gen. Probably my favorite package you could add to a trim. Body colors everything. It's got a nice look to it. You get a little interior feature here and there. You don't have to go TRD Pro pricing for it, so it's reasonable. And I'm not talking, anytime I talk about pricing, I'm not talking about the chip shortage pricing because everything is a little bit different right now. Sad says the people complaining about the new one are just habitual losers. Learn to adapt to change. Well, the good news is the Tundras last forever, right? So the current gen will be around a long time. The 5.7 V8, bulletproof, reliable. So even if you bought something in 2016, 17, 18, 2013, 14, you still have years to drive in it as long as you take care of it. So people can still enjoy what they have. Took says Haddock is his favorite. Dylan says, I believe even TRD models can tow 11,000 plus pounds, I believe. I think Swears mentioned the hybrid has a max of 11,400 pounds or something. Yeah, the big tow numbers are going to come with that, the max. Staley says, I'd get the TRD Pro because I don't want to have to do any aftermarket work to it other than tint. I hear that, buddy. Might as well spend the money up front and be done with it. Sad says, imagine having almost same power as a supercharged V8 but running on 87 octane. That's technology. True. Tomato says, LOL, stupid autocorrect. This is hosting. Favorite seafood is fish, shrimp, crab, in that order. I love it. I absolutely love seafood. Hit me with the clams, oysters, crab, flounder, cod. I like whitefish a lot better, the not so fishy taste stuff. But oysters Rockefeller, let's go right now. Steamers, steamed clams, my favorite. Forget where I am here. Tarry, that might be wrong. I tend to lean with pickup truck and SUV. The 2022 is now a city truck. Okay. Tim and the boys over there. Tim and the team over there, I should say. Very good people. Dave says you should hook up with some tire manufacturers and do testing for them. It's a great idea. It's a great idea. Cooper was another one that I was considering, by the way. That just hit me. Tara says, I dig the new styling, but other than the iForce Max and coils all around, it seems most of the new updates were done for creature comforts at the cost of some of the utility. Could very well be. Dirt Garage in the house. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Staley says, thanks, bud. Cheers. Fresh king salmon, Pacific or Alaskan. Okay. Walleye for David. Grilled on a cedar plank. I like that. Taryn says, hey, Mr. Dude. How you doing? Good to see you, Mr. Cole. Dylan says, Mark, do you think the media and automotive journalists are biased against the Tundra? I've seen harsh criticism from a lot of these channels I follow. I'm going to tell you what I feel about that right now. I'm going to take a sip of water, and it makes me laugh. And it's not just the Tundra. It's with every different vehicle out there. You guys have been around the channel a long time. You know I cover Tundras, right? 5+ years now. Tundras all the time. Whether they're coming out with an update or not, whether we're getting a next gen, something changed, Toyota Safety Sense added, new cabs, whatever. I'm here regardless. We talk about the truck almost every single day. We do live streams, we do everything. But anytime something new comes out, you get this huge push of all the media joining on to what you already do and talking about it and liking it or beating it up, nitpicking it. And then after like a few weeks, they move on to something else. I think of it like this, my favorite movie, Independence Day, right? So the ships go from planet to planet. They take what they want, they take what they need, and they move on to the next planet to take all the natural resources of that. That is kind of how everybody moves along with the automotive world. And it's pretty much not just the automotive world, it's everything else. They come, oh look, there's a new Jeep coming out. Okay, we're all gonna go over, we're gonna focus on the Jeep. I like it, I hate it, whatever. Okay, we got everything we wanted out of it. Videos, pictures, test drives. Okay, we move on. That is something I never want to be. So I will be with the Tundra all day long, whether, you know, we like the things or we dislike the things, talk about the pros and cons, test the vehicle. That's the way I like to go. I never wanted to be someone that just jumps around when something new comes out all the time. But for me, as far as the new Tundra goes straight up, I do love the current generation. I know it is, some say, long in the tooth at this point. It's been around a long time. But I think they've done some fine upgrades along the way to keep the truck where it needs to be. One thing I like, I think a lot of you will agree with this, one thing I like about the current generation is I feel like it's unique when it comes to the half-ton market. You know, it doesn't have a ton of options. The less is more setup. That old school, tried and true 5.7 V8 engine, 6-speed transmission, awful gas mileage. But they've done the little things here and there to keep it so it's relevant. I drive my 2020 every day. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. When it comes to the next generation, they upgraded stuff to bring it up, you know, to the standards, I guess you could say, of the half-ton market. They want to increase their market share a little bit. It makes sense. But I think they didn't go too overboard. They did everything they needed to do. There's some stuff we wish were there. At all times, you're going to have pros and cons. It's the only way. But overall, at the end of the day, it's not a bad-looking truck. It's grown on me over time. There are things I like, there are things I dislike. I can't wait to test certain things, but I went way off on the question there. Overall, you're going to have automotive journalists that are real harsh on it. You're going to have a few that like it. From the ones I've seen, a lot of them don't like it, but okay. I like it. I'm down for it. I don't know what else to say. I guess we'll see when one shows up in my driveway and we could test drive it and see what we think. I just love the Tundra. But I'm not one of those like super biased, like if they come out with something that we don't like, we're going to talk about it. It's not all the goods, you know, and all the fluffy stuff. We're going to talk about, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's just the way this channel is. But at the end of the day, I think they did the right thing for their overall goal. And I say this all the time, and I'll say it again. Don't forget, Toyota, one of, if not the most important automotive manufacturer in the world, all right? The Tundra is just part of a giant Toyota conglomerate when it comes to vehicles, okay? Ford F-150 is Ford's primary vehicle. They get updates, they get everything all the time. That is their focus, focus, focus. So what Toyota does with the Tundra, we should just be happy to see that not only are we getting a next generation, but we're getting a good media push by Toyota with this next generation, which is awesome. So cheers, Toyota. I like what you did. Mike Swears and the team, good job. All right, let's get back to the comments, which I'm probably way behind now. All right. Yeah, I'm way behind now. All right, Cooper, excellent tires, in my honest opinion, says Staley. All right, cool. David says, do you think because of the lack of V8 in the next generation, will keep the current generation to retain its value? That's a big question on everybody's mind. Will the lack of the V8 in the next gen make the current gen more valuable? That remains to be seen. The values are so up right now, you can't really even judge the fluctuation in value just because of the chip shortage, but it is something we will definitely keep an eye on. Dirt Rider says, how you doing, buddy? Looks like I'll be hanging on to my 17 SR5, rock and roll. Okay, good stuff. Miguel says, hi, Tundra Dude. Glad to see you're doing well. So excited for the future of the channel. I'm glad you're here, Miguel. Thank you very much, buddy. Tomato says, yes, Dave Ward, I believe it will. Dylan says, a certain channel was making fun of the design and saying it looks like a Chevy in front of the Toyota rep. I thought it was quite rude. It is what it is. I don't know. I kind of like to keep to myself with this channel. This is just me, a fan of the truck, you know, and that's kind of how I do. I don't do collaborations and things like that. I just like to talk to you guys about the truck. I don't really watch a lot of other stuff when it comes to Tundra coverage per se. But I don't really have the time. You know, I'm doing a full-time job and I do this. But overall, my connection to you, the viewer, is more important to me than anything else out there on YouTube. So it's just like us sitting around a giant dinner table with 70 of us right now sitting there. And that's how I like to do it. So if the channel doesn't get any bigger, I don't care. I just want to talk to you guys and have a good time. And that's what it's all about. Let's see. Toby says, do you think if the regular cab is coming back, thanks for the content. I don't think we're going to see the regular cab again, which I wish we did. I wish we did, but I don't think it's going to happen. it's always good to have more cab options. It looks like you're just going to get the double cab, the Crew Max. The good news is you could get the 6.5 foot bed on the Crew Max now, and people have been asking for that for ages. Dirt Garage says, I'm great, thanks. I won't be picking up the 2022 Tundra, but I'm really liking the new body style and engine options. Hopefully this will make second gens cheaper. I'd love to build one of those. So there you go. Maybe down the road you get one. DC Jim Rat says, I'm not crazy about the look. I'm thinking it'll grow on me, but I bet it performs great. A wait-and-see game, but I think it will blow people's minds a little bit. I can't wait to see the iForce Max. The hybrid one is the one that interests me more than anything. So that is my focus. Andrew says, I'm a second-gen owner. I love the third body gen, but love the interior of the fourth gen. There you go. The interior is awesome. The interior is awesome. And if you didn't see my video yesterday, check it out. I put a picture up at one point that shows the current interior, like the dash layout all the way across, and then under it, the new one. And although there's a lot of new technology on that new one, it still looks like it's a setup that Toyota would do. Less is more. XJ2 says, my 2021 TRD Pro Super White is less than 20 days out. I'm hoping the 2022 keeps the invincible legacy, but I can't wait to have one of the last V8 TRD Pros. Keep me updated on that. Congratulations. Super White, one of, if not the best color to get on the Pro. White with the black accenting is amazing. Always has been, always will be. Took says, I have never felt my 2020 was missing anything, honestly. I've had more luxury in some of my other vehicles and never used 90% of it. Rock and roll. Good call. Tomeo says the new rear suspension is very similar to the suspension in the V8 4Runner Land Cruiser with the extras with height ride system. Okay, cool. So not new. Timothy says, TRD Pro has been in my fleet of 5 Toyota vehicles 3 months and will not be leaving anytime soon. Not a fan of turbo engines, especially in a truck, but I'm an old school guy. A lot of people feel the way you feel. I don't blame you at all. Terrence says, I believe Tundra did great with the new truck. People were expecting it to be a game changer, but I think they only just got caught up with the rest of the competition, the new Lightning. I agree with you. I think they did get caught up with the rest of the competition. They did a lot of things that people were asking. So as far as the game changer name goes, I'm not sure about that. I want to see the MPG before I make any call. I'm hoping we get a giant MPG number or something like that. But I think they brought the truck up to par where it needs to be. I think they changed a lot of things that needed to be changed that maybe we weren't expecting to be changed. Locking rear diff, excuse me, the bigger bed option on the Crew Max. I didn't think we would see it, to be honest with you. Remember, they have to stay within a budget. There's a budget they have to deal with. So game changer remains to be seen. Remains to be seen, but I will hold off on making a call on that until we see what the truck can do. Speed Demon says, yes, I plan on buying one. Rock and roll. Which one do you plan on buying? Yeah, for all of you guys that plan on buying a 2022, what trim are you going to look at? Joseph says, do you think the V8 will still come back in the future? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think one of the reasons, and this is all in my head here, I think one of the reasons Toyota went away from the V8 is because they kind of see the writing on the wall with the EPA and all the emissions laws that are coming. They kind of just went ahead and did what they needed to do up front instead of delaying the inevitable. So I don't think you'll see it coming back. Would I like to see it come back? Maybe like a special edition hardcore TRD Pro with a supercharged V8 only for that. That would be amazing. But it's all about the budget. We shall see. If Tundra sales are way up and they increase their sales so much that they can afford to do something like that, I think it would be awesome. But it's a wait and see game on that too. I wouldn't, if you're making me make a call on it right now, I wouldn't put my money on it. Tomato says, agreed. Taryn Cole says, your thoughts. I think we just dealt with that. Brian, what's going on? No 2022 for me. I will wait a few years to see how the engine works out before I jump in. Rock and roll. I understand that. 6-7 says, what is interesting is everyone calls this an update, but truck is completely redesigned. Even new frame, suspension, powertrain, everything. This is a huge deal. It is 100% redesigned, ground up like they said it would be. And at the end of the day, fully box frame, all the stuff that we've always talked about we wanted, it's here. So maybe it disappointed some people. But if you watch every single car reveal, you're going to see massive disappointment along with elation. So it is what it is. DC Jim Rat says, short box regular cab with a blower, super white. That's rock and roll right there. Paratrooper, what's going on? What the Tundra may be missing, now may be introduced in future models as improvements in order to entice new buyers. Very true. Manufacturers always hold back and introduce new features a little at a time. This is true. Tomeo says 6.7. The rear suspension is very similar to the, I think I'm saying this wrong, X-Rees with height ride system. Dylan says interior is gorgeous. I'd say it's better than Ford, on par with Ram and GM. There you go. Well, GM is getting the new Chevy Silverado interior ready to go, and I think it looks good. I'm not a big Chevy interior guy, at least with the Silverado, but I think they're going the right direction now with what's coming. Excuse me. I think there will be a lot of people going back to the dealership after a month or so. They want their 5.7 back, but it's already gone, and there will be some fights, he says. Let's hope not. Miguel says, what are your thoughts on the fact that the iForce Max takes up the under seat space? Do you dislike it, or you don't mind if it's getting you extra power? I'm all about the hybrid. I don't understand the under the seat thing. I think there's somewhere else they could have went with it. Under seat storage was a big bugaboo for everyone with the Crew Max and not having it. And it looks like if you don't have the hybrid, you'll get the under seat storage in a Crew Max. So couldn't they have put that somewhere else so we could still get the under seat storage? So that is one of my cons right there for sure. Tuke says, I'm retiring from the fire department in 8 years, probably have the hybrid by then, and plan to drive cross-country for a couple months. You're going to have to report back all the stuff on that one for sure. And thank you for your work in the fire department. You are a hero, as all of you emergency service and military folks are. That is why all your patches are back there. This channel loves everything you do. Each and every one of you, thank you for your service. I lost where I am. Tomeo says hybrid, TRD Pro or TRD 1794 4x4 with the dark chocolate brown interior. If you're asking, man, I don't know. I'm torn. I'm going to be honest with you. There was a very good chance that I was going to go after that 1794, but the grill, I don't really care for the grill on the new 1794. So, I don't know. And I'm glad that they offer the brown interior along with that white interior they came out with. I was not feeling that like cream white interior. That will get dirty very quick in my opinion. So I'm glad they gave you an option with the 1794 in that. Limited 4x4 with TRD Off-Road or TRD Pro. Yeah, that limited 4x4 TRD Off-Road is going to be very popular. And I could see by the videos and pictures they came out with during the press release that I got, they're really pushing that limited. So Tara says the only reason I think the V8 would come back is if Toyota actually wanted to try and attack the TRX. Yeah, so it would be in like a special edition model like that. Vincent, what's up? No more V8. Future will be EV vehicles. 100%. Yeah, they're going that direction. FB says, I am on my way to pre-order 2022 TRD Pro. Well, before we go any further, somebody asked a question. I want to talk about it real quick. I called around to a couple folks I know in dealerships around the country. I think you guys will want to hear this. I made a video the other day, maybe about a week ago now. I don't know what day it is anymore with the overnight shifts. Talking about, going to order Tundras. People are ordering a lot of Tundras. You can't order Tundras from the factory yet. Like the factory didn't open up. Hey, okay, we can do the ordering now. What you're being able to do right now is basically what was just said there, a pre-order, right? You're basically putting your name and a deposit on an allocation that will be coming to the dealership when ordering opens. So please keep that in mind and make sure you talk to your salesman about that before you put any money down. And make sure you get your receipt in writing, okay? Because I've heard of some crazy things that people put deposits down for incoming allocations and they forget and stuff like that. So make sure you get it in writing, okay? That's very important here. Don't do the honor system in writing. So once again, one more time, you can't necessarily order a TRD Pro, or excuse me, a Tundra yet, a 2022 Tundra as per the factory. You can pre-order at a dealership, which basically puts your name on an incoming allocation when they are available. Please know that. Thank you. Very important. I want you guys to make sure you're spending your money correctly and get a written receipt. That's all I'm saying. PC says, in order to bring the V8 back, I think we should boycott Tundra. Maybe they will bring back V8 as an option. Government mandate all manufacturers have hybrid as option 2025. Not have to be a hybrid. Yeah, I'm not boycotting. I'm good. I'll try their new stuff out for sure. If you want a V8, now's the time to buy. That's the way I look at it. Aaron says, I love the new design. I'm going to buy the new 2022 hybrid TRD Pro. Any news on the bed design? Is the bed set up to install a fifth wheel trailer hitch? I guess that's a wait and see game. I haven't heard anything about that. I know it's a composite bed now, so We shall see. That'd be cool, though. I'm sure you could get it set up after the fact. I know you're going to have to do like the drilling into the bed and everything, but who knows. Terrence says, how long do you think we will have to wait until a newer redesigned model Tundra comes out? Hopefully not another 15 years. The price seems high. I don't know. I have no idea. If this design works, which I think it will, I think you'll see not necessarily a complete redesign as we're seeing one in 2022. I think in a few years you'll start to see, like, you know, the little refreshes here and there. Don't forget, in 07 they came out with the all-new Tundra, and then in 2014 they did a massive refresh on it. So could go either way. Keep that in mind. Maybe 7 years. I don't know, but they'll do things along the way. Lucas says, where else in the truck can you shove that size of a battery into, though? I know, I agree. I don't know. My thought process, and maybe this is stupid, but I'm going to throw it out to you. How about into the bed? But when you put the bed in, you basically lose a little bit of your bed as there's like a permanent cover for the battery back there. Something like that. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. To give you the under-seat storage in a CrewMax, in a hybrid, how about putting that hybrid in the bed, completely covered, like a permanent cover on it, to give you more room on the interior? Let me know what you think. Antonio says, hello, TD from California. How you doing, pal? Yeah, where's everybody coming from today? Where are you in the world? Please tell me. Out with my family, but just stopped to say hello and give the live stream a thumbs up. Thank you very much. What do you think the pricing is going to be for the TRD Pro? I have no idea. No idea. I've been trying to guess, right? I'm trying to take what they have with the TRD Pro now, which is about $56,000 for the current gen, 2021, before the chip shortage, just MSRP stuff. So there's more technology, ground up remodel, stuff like that. I'm thinking without dealer markup, we're going to be at least in the low 60s. And that's a total guess. iForce Max for sure. Duke says, I'm out after seeing the payload capacity on that two-wheel drive hybrid Platinum with the 6.5-foot bed that TFL showed the door sticker of. Okay, rock and roll. What was it? Snoop says, I'm waiting to see the MPG numbers on the new Tundra. I think that will be main factor on whether I get the new one or keeping my 2016 SR5. There you go. Yeah, the MPG numbers everybody's asking about. Miguel says 2021 1794 interior color or 2022 1794 interior color. I'm all about the option they have now, like the orange brown seats. Love them. Don't care what anyone says. I love it. Jerome says, cheers from Maribel, Quebec. Mark, how you doing, buddy? I was looking for the 2022 Platinum, but doesn't seem to be available with an off-road option. Nah. And the crawl control and all that. We'll see what options available in Canada. Yeah, the Platinum never has the TRD off-road package. It's supposed to be, ooh, I almost dropped the phone. It's supposed to be more of like a city truck setup. So then you would go 1794, which is the same trim level per se with a Western package on it, but you could get the TRD off-road package. Keep that in mind. I'm lost. There we go. Joseph says, hopefully an SR5 with TRD off-road package. I love the silver color on my 07 that I sold 2 years ago. Do they have a silver color on their lineup? SR5 Tundra Dude, thanks for what you do. They absolutely do. They will always have a silver. That is the most popular color probably in the nation on all cars, right? Silver's the best. You can never see dirt and scratches. I don't think it's still called Silver Sky Metallic, if I remember correctly. Hold on. I'm going to do the work for you right now. So you can keep bringing in your questions, but I want to find, I think I might have the answer for you somewhere in all of my pictures here. Hold on. Let's see. Give me 2 seconds. There's all these, options aplenty. That's where it is. Okay, so this is what it says here. So for colors, listen carefully. Tundra will be offered in a host of colors that include super white, windchill pearl. By the way, windchill pearl is amazing. Magnetic gray metallic, celestial silver metallic. So there's your silver right there. So we're not talking silver sky metallic anymore. Midnight black metallic, supersonic red, army green, lunar rock, blueprint, smoke mesquite, which is available on limited in 1794, and solar octane, which is a TRD Pro exclusive. So there's your answer. So celestial silver metallic is the answer to that. I hope I helped you with your color decision. Now I don't know where I am. Okay. Terrence says, thanks for this live. Nothing like guys sitting around talking about sports and trucks. That's right, bro. It's the fun part. That's what I love about doing the channel the most. The live streams are the best. Antonio says, I get what Toyota is doing with the new Tundra, but as far as myself goes, I'm sticking with my 2017 Tundra. I just can't get enough of that V8. I don't blame you, buddy. I don't blame you at all. Rob says, what have you heard about the available 3-inch lift? Will it still be a TRD tuned Fox system, or will it be Bilstein, Toytech, etc.? I haven't heard the brand. I did hear that something like that was coming. They offer that for the 2022 Tacoma, something along those lines. A little bit of a lift that's not the TRD Pro lift, so it remains to be seen what the brand will be. But I'm guessing it'll be 100% Fox or Bilstein, because that's the two brands they do the most with. Justin says TRD Pro all the way. I like the way you think, pal. Jerome says, will the blueprint color be available on all trims or only on Platinum? That's a wait and see game. They were just basically saying, here's the colors that are available. It didn't break down what trims. I'm hoping on everything. Taylor says, payload is way too low for a fifth wheel or a truck bed camper. I thought payload would be more, I'll be honest with you. Dylan says they change the Tundra every 7 years, so 2028. There you go. Brian says, to me, the bed space is more important to me than the underseat storage, but that's just my feeling. Yeah, so everyone's going to be different on this. But it is what it is. There are batteries to put places. You were very right on that one, Lucas. So I guess we got to suffer with that one. Lucas says, I thought about that as well, but then you're losing bed space, which is worse. Masshole checking in. Boston in the house. All right. Yeah, I hate that Tom Brady. He really left us here. Tewksbury says, have to expect 65K plus for the Pro. Absolutely. FB says, I live in Ontario, and they said early spring if I want the hybrid. Yeah, March 2022 if you want the hybrid. I am pre-ordering mine because I have full confidence in Toyota. There you go. David says, province of Alberta, Canada is in the house. Mr. Dillon says, Lancaster, California. Lee Cron says, the 2019 Pro didn't have underseat storage. When did they add it? Why is it now such a big deal? Well, my thing that I always liked is the fact that you could go to brands like ESP. There's even, I think, a Toyota Genuine part now. Don't quote me on that. That might just be Sparks parts. That'll give you the underseat storage in the CrewMax. You just have to install it. I did an install. If you look at my parts install playlist, it's on there. I installed an ESP storage box under my CrewMax rear seats. It wasn't that hard. You just got to cut into the foam and into the rug a little bit in the back, but at the end of the day, it wasn't that hard of an install. Measure 50 times, cut once. That's what I always say. Check that out. By the way, sparksparts.com. I'm actually wearing a Sparks Toyota shirt right now. Sparksparts.com for all your Toyota TRD part needs. For your Tundra or any other Toyota vehicle, use promo code TundraDude34 to save 5%. And if you like the Toyota gear that I wear, the apparel, stuff like that, the mugs, the cups, all that, go to, almost got the website wrong, Toyota Outfitters. Use promo code TundraDude, one word, all capitals. It saves you 25% site-wide. Now, that's the official merchandise of Toyota, TRD, and Toyota Racing. They have clothing, camping gear, tailgating gear, golf equipment, shirts, hats, hoodies, all the stuff, Toyota, all the time. TundraDude, one word, all capitals. Saves you 25% site-wide. Big savings. Okay, plug done. PC says Toyota should make a heavy-duty turbo V8 or super heavy-duty truck with a turbo V8 hybrid. Now they can compete with Chevy, Ford, and Ram. I would like that. Derek says, heads-up display available on some models. Any idea which ones will get it? I'm guessing limited and up, but that is a total guess at this point, as we don't know. Heads-up display, if you look at some of the other models out there that have it right now, not all the Camrys do. I think it's LE and up on the Camry, but don't quote me on that one. So that's another wait-and-see game. We still don't have all of the information we need. We're close, but not all of it. Duca says 1,205-ish, and that was before adding four-wheel drive or any lift accessories, etc. That's pretty insane. Miguel says actually putting the battery in the bed is a good idea. Option the 6.5-foot bed. Even if it took up 1 foot of space, you still get that 5.5-foot bed space. It's definitely an option. It's a good idea. Lee says, province of Saskatchewan, Canada. How you doing? A lot of Canadians in the house today. Thank you for hockey. We love you. Alaska here. Good to hear from everyone. All right, Vincent is here from Alaska. What's the temperature in Alaska today? Aaron says, shout out from New Mexico. I have a Tundra 2014. Love it. Keeping it. Buying the 2022 new Tundra. Love the old and new. You're going to have both. It's awesome. 1,270 pounds. Yes, yes. Lucas says, thought about this yesterday. That V6 twin turbo and the hybrid system in the update 4Runner will be dope as all hell. I'm going to agree with you on that one for sure. Duca says, thank you, Dylan. Lucas says that blueprint color is so mesmerizing. Looks just like the plasma blue offered by Subaru. Look it up when you have a chance. Will do. Absolutely. I'm guessing that's the blue that was on the Platinum in the B-roll shots that I saw from Toyota. David says from San Francisco, California, we're getting our Indian Summer. There you go. Yes. David says, will the Sequoia redesign come out in 2023? That's the rumor. And I'm guessing we're going to see a SUV version of the Tundra. I bet you it looks the same, which I'm not mad about. Steve says, my deposit is in on a TRD Pro Super White with red interior. I hope. Is the lift the same on Pros for 2022 as current Pros? It looks the same. I didn't see any difference, and I didn't read any difference, so it still has the piggyback reservoirs. So I'm guessing same thing that they offer now. We shall see, though. David says, aloha from Hawaii. How you doing from New Jersey? Jersey. No bueno. Lucas says, I doubt that. Maybe 2024, same time with the 4Runner for redesigned Sequoia. Yeah, it might be a couple years away. Terrence says, how many people actually use the underseat storage? I would have put it behind my back seats. May lose a few knee room inches, though. Yeah, I'll be honest. When I had my underseat storage, I kept stuff in there that, you know, like a blanket, some small tools, things if I was ever to break down, but it's a Toyota, so I never had to use them. Nothing too crazy. Miguel says, nothing like being from where the Tundra is built. Great state of Texas. Yeehaw. Absolutely. Texas is amazing. God bless Texas. Brian says, Terrence, I use the underseat storage a lot. There you go. Yeah, to each their own. Absolutely. Louisiana in the house for Terran. Jerome says, when does media go for the road testing the iForce Max? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Tori says, good afternoon, Mark. I hope the family is well. Tori, good to see you, buddy. How's Utah doing? I'm thinking I'll wait for 2023 or 2024 TRD Pro. Give them a couple years to do some further updates and work out any bugs. I like it. I like it. Dylan says October 2021. There you go. John says still no word on MPG. Nothing yet. For all testing and first drives in October 2021. Yeah, so sometime this month. That makes sense. I'm a little surprised you decided to go with the Pro for your next Tundra. Thought this would be the time you finally went with the 1794. Maybe next time on the 1794. When I saw the grill on it, I was instantly turned off. I like the grill on the current 1794. Not a big chrome guy, as you guys know, but this took it to the next level of chrome. I just don't want it. And of course I could change it out, but at the end of the day, I feel like I would just want the Pro anyway. The Pro hits so many things for me as far as the wants, you know, with the body color, everything. I love the way the interior looks. Just everything about the Pro is my style. So, you know, maybe next time we'll get something else down the road. Tori says, my underseat storage is always full. If you off-road much, it's very helpful. There you go. Mark says, hi, Mark, and Tundra dudes and dudettes. Yes, Oregon, in the house. I think I'm right on that. Mark says, when will Toyota upgrade the tailgate? I got to be honest with you, Mark. I was actually kind of happy with the fact Toyota didn't do anything crazy with the tailgate. I feel like a lot of those tailgates out there are kind of gimmicky. And, yeah, I don't know. This one, it's just the same old tailgate. It has a power option on the side of the taillights that'll open it up or whatever. And less is more on that, so I'm not really too mad about that. It's growing on me, but it's not officially there yet. The big Tundra across the back and the TRD Pro across the back that's stamped into the tailgate. I still like the one that's on the current gen that's just down in the bottom right, but it will grow on me, slowly but surely. Dylan says, no word. I'm expecting them to match or slightly beat Ford, so maybe 24 or 25 MPG combined on the hybrid. There you go. Tori says, admit it, you're bummed out because the 1794 won't have the pumpkin spice leather anymore. Very, very. I'm sad about it, but I knew it would go away. Too many people had too many problems with it. Lucas says, short bet only for the TRD Pro, though. Either Platinum or 1794 for me. Can't wait for March. Exactly. Antonio says, have they put out the Nope, no MPG numbers for the new Tundra yet. PC says, what is EcoBoost MPG since Toyota got the hybrid and reduced a lot of weight? So I think it should be better than 25. I certainly hope so. The rumor back in the day was 30, but I don't think they're going to hit 30. Scott says, I will not buy one unless they decide to put a V8 in it. A lot of people feel that way. Terrence says, hate to get off the subject, but the Lightning is looking pretty darn tempting if it can actually do what they say it can do. Only dislike, same ugly body. Still keeping my Tundra, though. Always like forward thinking, and the Lightning, you know, if it could do what they say, that'll be a big step for not just Ford, but all of the half tons and all of the manufacturers going forward to see what it can do. Good call. Lucas says, nah, the 1794 will have that brown color interior confirmed by Mike Swears. Yeah, but I don't think it's the same color interior as now. I think it's more of a brown this time. Steve says, do you know if the key fob will open the tailgate? I'm sure it will. Lucas says, actually, does anyone know what Ford or where Ford keeps the battery in their Power Boost models? Dylan says 17 city, 23 highway, 19 combined on EcoBoost 4x4, 24 all around on Power Boost. All right, Dylan with the big save and the information there. Tomato says the top Lightning is pushing $90,000. The prices right now, you're basically buying a small house at this point in a car or a truck. It's pretty insane. Yes, the fob will open the tailgate. Swear said so. I hope so. That's a basic need right there. You just need that to work out, you know? Has to happen. Looks like there are 2 cameras in the third brake light above the box. Have you heard if there is a kit to extend or rewire the cameras to another location? What if you have a topper? I'm sure there's going to be something along the lines out there that offer that, because they had to think of a topper. A lot of people put those on, so some kind of aftermarket setup, hopefully something from Toyota that you can do about that. But again, we're still waiting on a lot of different you know, we're waiting on a lot of answers still to this day. So it's a wait and see game. All right. So here we are. Thank you for all 81 of you being on here right now. I'm finally caught up on everything. So Lightning with the GT500 in an RCSB, then maybe, but 90K, yeah, it's insane. 90K is nuts. I'm not going to say looking forward to, because I'm not looking forward to seeing how high the prices get, but I'm looking forward to seeing what pricing actually comes out. And I'm not talking MSRP. I'm talking about next-gen Tundra on the lot. What are some of these dealerships going to be selling them for? Some of the dealers around here, you know, the first couple that hit the lot are probably going to have big markups on it, so crazy. Working tonight? Yes, I'm working tonight for sure. That's why it's a water today. No fun. Miguel says, anything new on the Trail Hunter name? Nothing yet, but that might be something down the road. Terrence says, who in here would buy a total electric Tundra? Can't wait for the day that happens, the ultimate vehicle. I don't know. The infrastructure, I still feel like the infrastructure doesn't support full EV, but I think hybrid is the perfect blend and the perfect answer, at least for right now. But that's just me. Mark says, agreed on the crazy prices. Just insane how much they are. Supply and demand, I get it. Then drive it down the road into oncoming traffic. Dylan says, I'm guessing TRD Pro might approach 65K or so since hybrid is standard. Everything will be under that. Yep. We don't have infrastructure even in California to support full EV. Yeah, there are some areas that have, you know, what they need for full EV, but definitely not by me. And I'm close to New York City. And definitely not in the Midwest and cross country like that. It's just not there yet. Hybrid's the way to go. It's the perfect blend. I think hybrid will be the answer for a long time to come. Hybrid is the best. There you go. Tomato says, nope, not into all electric, nothing. So there you have it. But a lot of you guys are into the hybrid situation. And don't forget, Toyota has been in the hybrid game a very long time. So I think you're going to see something you like with Toyota for sure. The new TRD Pro Tundra has a heated steering wheel. Yeah, the small little things. We're catching up to Ram finally, boys. Heated steering wheel, and I'm hoping it has heated and cooled seats. That's a hope for me. How's Michelle liking the 4Runner? Curious because the wife's lease is up next year. She loves it. She loves it. Like I always say to you guys, she doesn't even like cars. She's not into the automotive thing at all. But when she saw that 4Runner, she fell in love, had to buy it. So the thing runs like a top. I end up driving it all the time too, because when I go to work at night and it's blocking my Tundra in, I don't feel like swapping them out. So half the time I end up driving the Tundra to work, or excuse me, the 4Runner to work, and I absolutely love that car, vehicle, SUV. Chef, how you doing, buddy? I wish I never sold my '05 Prius back in February. Gas price is insane for premium. Yes, sir. Dylan says, electric only has very low range, and we expected this too while towing. TFL did lots of testing with Tesla while towing and off-roading, and the range was pathetic, just pointing that out. A lot of people don't bring that into perspective with a truck, and this is where the trucks need to do a lot of their work. They tell you you have a certain range with, you know, your EV. But if you're towing 8,000 pounds, that range is going to be dramatically reduced. So you got to keep stuff like that in mind. If you're someone that tows a lot, if you're someone that tows a lot, I'd get a V8. That's just me. What is it? No replacement for displacement? Apparently there is now. Miguel says, I don't know if electric is the best considering a lot of truck people like to go overlanding. Exactly. Sas says, I'm buying a 2022 Tundra TRD Pro right after I sell my left kidney. Yes, sir. PC says 17 Tundra Crew Max with all the underseat storage and grab handle, etc. by joining this wonderful Tundra community. Buying next-gen Tundra, just too nice to go off-road. It just looks too sexy. Hopefully we take it off-road and go crazy with it. Dylan says, I'm taking ranges of 80 to 110 miles, which is nothing. Wow. Absolutely. H2O Man is not buying a next-generation Tundra. The heated steering wheel was such a small change, but boy, did it warm my cold, dead Massachusetts heart. There you go. that was worded very poetically, I must say. Any clue how long hybrid batteries last? Price to replace, great channel. Thank you, Steve. Rumor has it, rumor, it was like 10 years. Price to replace, expensive. So I don't know. Hopefully, with all the technology in the hybrid, sector now, it'll be a lot longer. But who knows? Who knows? I think the batteries will outlast your time in the vehicle, time in the truck. But some people like to drive their trucks for 20 years. Ford said the Lightning will do well over 300 with 10,000-pound payload. Oh, no, wait, I might have messed that up. Going back, sorry. It disappears on my screen. That's why I use my phone. Oh, okay, here we go. Ford said the Lightning will do well over 300 with a 1,000-pound payload. Without the payload, 489. Okay, rock and roll. Seawork says, will we have an option to upgrade the battery to lithium? That is a question about 4 people have asked me now. I don't know. I wonder why they didn't just do lithium right off the bat, though. There must be a reason. Probably cost. Cost is always the reason for everything these days, right? So, it's a shame. By the way, late question. Is everybody hearing me well? Sometimes this mic works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, cost for sure. Yeah, definitely. We'll wait for the platinum, says Chad. All right, rock and roll. Wait, I thought they took lithium out and went to nickel. Good question. PC says, I am planning to put Fox on my 2017 Tundra. Anyone know where is that speed sensor go? As per Spark said, only need one. Which side? If anyone could help out PC, let them know. Lucas says, if people wanted to understand more about Toyota and their hybrid system, I personally recommend the Car Care Nuts channel. AMD is a master technician for Toyota. There you go. Yes, loud and clear. Awesome. LC says Tomeo. I like it. Every time I see Tomeo, I think of mayo, and then I want a sandwich. I second AMD. There you go. Oh. Chef in the house. Chef has been on the channel for years, so thank you for being here. You got to cook us something one of these times, though. Need some good food. It's good to see so many people on a rando Saturday afternoon in the house checking things out. Appreciate you being here. Miguel says, exactly why hybrid is the best in this new 2022. Huge power, but if you run out of fuel, just hit a gas station real quick. No need for charging. Yeah, it's crazy when those charging lines get all long and crazy. I smoked 2 pork butts yesterday. There you go. I mean, speed sensor relocation bracket. There you go. BLT, thanks. Mayonnaise, yes. Who doesn't love a little mayonnaise, you know? You never say hold the mayo. Do you think you will ever create your own Tundra Club meetup? I'd like to. It would be a matter of where, because up here at the New Jersey level, I don't think there's enough interest. I mean, there's Tundras up here, but not like, North Carolina or South Carolina or out west. I'd probably have to do a few across the country, which sounds like a good time. I'm sure you would go. Whoa, people coming in here. I already answered that. Dylan says, we have Tesla chargers at our gas station. Average customer waits 30 minutes. See, that is just too much for me. I'm sorry. Too much. The 2022 Pro in that solar octane is sexy. Yes, sir. Sunny D says, what kind of oil filter does the 2022 use? I'm not sure. We're going to have to wait and see on that one. Officer and gentlemen. Tori says, the meetup has been talked about for years on here. Yeah, it's all about where. It was almost going to be at Sparks Parts in Myrtle Beach, but when I wanted to do it, it was lined up weird with what's going on in Myrtle Beach, because they always got something going on like Bike Week or something. They apparently can get some range out of their new nickel batteries. Not sure if these have them, though. Terrence says, bro, I would drive to wherever to meet all you guys. Yeah, I would like to do a nice neutral, central spot. where everybody doesn't have to drive 6 years to get to. Yes, come to Texas. All of us come with our Tundras. Huge barbecue for everyone. Dude, Texas might be the answer. It just might be somewhere near the plant in San Antonio. That would be awesome. Lucas says, I'm also surprised that Toyota did not call the Pro the exclusive color high voltage. That's a sick name for a color, I think. I don't know, solar octane's pretty neat. Something different. Play says, does the TRD Pro offer air suspension? I certainly hope so, but I doubt it. They're just going with the TRD Pro suspension straight up. Chef says, speaking about oil changes, I did my first one last week. I totally recommend anyone taking it on for themselves. There you go. Tori says, I'm digging Miguel's idea. Yeah. Texas is probably the best place to go anyway. All right, wide open, do anything we want. Bubba says, sorry I'm so late. I was watching my dogs play Arkansas. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Hey, man, you're here, and that's commendable. We appreciate it. Let's have another sip of water, because that's all we got going on today. Water, no fun. Yeah, but I'm definitely excited for the new stuff to come. I think I'm most excited to just go to the lots. You know how I do every Sunday. I go to the lots and tell you guys what's out there. We walk around. We check out all the Tundras. I can't wait to see the next generation out there and, you know, really get to deep dive into what's coming. Okay, everyone, meet at TundraDude34's house on November 4th. Bring your own beer. Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. Yeah, definitely bring your own beer. I don't have that kind of money. And if anyone is living where they have Busch Light Apple, I strongly urge you to bring me some. My buddy brought some back for me from a business trip. It's amazing. Antonio says, why doesn't Toyota offer a 3/4 ton and use the V8? I think it's more along the lines of just you know, market share and budget. I think that's it. They're just in the half-ton sector at this point. Hopefully in the future. You go Sundays so you don't get bugged. Huh? The dealership. Yes, I go on Sundays because the dealerships are closed around here in New Jersey and Pennsylvania and a lot more states on Sunday. I go then, so it's not even me not getting bugged. I don't care about that. I don't want to bug the potential buyers, right? So I'm there filming for the channel for you guys. I don't want to be there when someone's actually trying to buy a Tundra and get in their way. But I will tell you this, it happens every once in a while. It's kind of funny. I'll be there on a Sunday filming, and someone will be there seeing me film, and then they're trying to buy a Tundra, and we start talking Tundras, and then somebody else will walk up, and it's me and 4 random people on a Sunday walking around a Tundra with me answering all their questions. So that's always fun. I've met some good people out there. Some that watch the channel, that was pretty cool. Yeah, so always nice meeting everybody. Always like to help. But I don't want to get in anybody's way either. No, the TRD Pro does not come with air suspension because it has the off-road suspension. Copy that. Dude, we've got the Apple. Not sure why, but I love that stuff. Tori, send me 3 cases of it, buddy. Hook a bro up because I can't get it around here. Miguel says, November 2021, Thanksgiving weekend, 4 days of pure Texas. Bring your own beer barbecue, hanging out with all the dudes. Tom says, thoughts on the new 2021 maintaining value right now? Have a deposit down for Pro for MSRP. That's awesome. I am waiting to see what happens with the 2021 once the next gen comes out. I think it will maintain its value a little bit because of the loss of the V8. There's still a lot of V8 mindset out there, but it's a wait-and-see game. And with this chip shortage, who knows with the pricing? It's crazy. Elijah says, y'all getting a 2022? A lot of us are. Mark says, Mark, I'll bring you a nice, I don't know how to say this, Deschutes Fresh Squeeze IPA. You will never drink a light beer again. I don't like IPAs, man. I can't get behind them. Maybe like one if I'm somewhere where I'm just going to have one, maybe something to eat. They're not too bad. There's a lot of local breweries around here that do IPAs. I just like the regular stuff. I don't know. I'm just a bowler. But thank you. Terrence says, I got to follow up, but I saw a video about Toyota evening going bankrupt. I got to go watch it. Top Notch says, hi, TundraDude34. Please talk about the brakes on the new Toyota Tundra. I've owned the first gen and now own the second gen. I just got rid of the first gen because the brakes were inadequate. I will say this. There's not much information on brakes on the next gen yet, but in the 2020 I have, these brakes feel better than any brakes I've ever had on the Tundra. I don't think they changed anything, though. They just feel better on this truck compared to some of the other Tundras I've had. Some of the other Tundras I've had, there was a lot of brake dive and stuff like that, but these ones stop nicely, flawlessly. Can't complain. First gen. So I drove around in a first gen recently. What was that? A few months ago. And the brakes, yeah, the brakes were old, but they weren't the best things in the world. Steve says the dealership should give you your commission. I'm good. They can take the sale. They're nice enough to let me go to their property and film. You know, if they wanted to shut that down, I'm sure they could, but they're nice enough to let me go to the property and film. If I could help somebody, it's not really about helping the dealership. It's about helping the consumer, just getting what they want in and out, nice and easy. Felipe says, I'm buying the Platinum for sure. That's awesome. Jerome says, I'm having a microbrewery red beer from Quebec City with some maple syrup and Jack Daniels in the ingredients. That's very interesting. Terrence says, LOL, that's an awesome name for us all. We will be called the Dudes. Playwave says, if you weren't getting a TRD Pro, would you get the optional adaptive air suspension? I would, 100%. Tori says, dude, you got to get out of Jersey, and I agree with you on the IPA. Hard no for me. Yes, I do need to get out of New Jersey, for sure. Antonio says, will the rear lift kits cost more with coil springs? Probably. I would think so. John says, AMD and David from Automotive Press are saying, wait 3 months to order the Tundra. Terrence says, top-notch rocker, good question. My brakes suck. Mark says, first gen had rear drums and undersized rotors. They did a recall and upgrade 2005. Mark with the knowledge right there, buddy. High five to you, sir. Lucas says, speaking of beers, had some Bud Light and Budweiser recently at my company's party, and boy, tastes like water, but worse. Yeah, you know, a good amount of water. But listen, on the golf course, you don't want to drink anything too heavy because you want to keep your focus. You want to make those pars and birdies, and you can't do that with insanely high alcohol content IPA. So you go with something like a nice Busch Light. Just my opinion. All right, boys and girls, I got to call it a day. I got to go eat dinner and then go back and take a nap before work tonight. But I thank you folks for watching the video today and hanging out. It's one of those things that I wish I could tell you when I'm doing a live stream, and I apologize so much for not announcing it. It's just when I'm on this overnight schedule, which is a permanent thing, it's very hard to determine when I'm able to do it and not do it. But any days I'm off and I see something coming up where I could do the live stream, I definitely will let you guys know for sure. It's one of those things, though. Just make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell because it'll pop up every time I go right on. Steve says, right on, you're a good dude. Steve, you're a good dude. Terrence says, I think at least the 4.7 V8 should remain. Let's hybrid that out. Okay. Tori says, I can't make pars and birdies anyway. Bring on the whiskey. There you go. Miguel says, I thought of a perfect place. Fort Worth Stockyards. You guys tell me. I don't know nothing about Texas. Mark says, thanks, Mark and team. Tundra strong, absolutely. Top Notch says, I'm from Myrtle Beach. As a matter of fact, I was home last month to lay my oldest. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. He lived a few miles from Sparks Toyota on 501. Very sorry for your loss. And Sparks Parts is where I have that promo code. So, and Sparks Toyota, the dealership, is amazing. But very, very sorry for your loss. PC says, well, I work nights too. You know how I feel then, brother. Tori says, thanks, Mark. All right, so everyone, let's have a great day. Let's have a great weekend. Before I let you go, let's not forget, make sure you give your love to all of those emergency service and military folks out there. Thank you for all you do to protect our country and Canada. We appreciate you every single day. And I, for one, am absolutely thrilled and happy to call some emergency service and military my friends. So please make sure you thank a vet or an emergency service worker today. It is a hard job for sure. But until next time, folks, I thank you guys for watching. So I'll talk to you soon. Go have a great weekend. Thank you for being here on this random Saturday live stream. Be safe. Be well.